Hi guys, welcome. We have gathered you here today. Charot. um,
Para
so,
misa lang.
si Pia mo na yung magsa-start for the web design training. But thank you all so much for joining this training. We've been working on this since last week para madami nga kasi nag-request sa amin to do the web design training. So this is more of advanced web design na. So more on Figma prototyping, yung components natin, using the grid systems, and other stuff like best practices when it comes to layouting sections. So go Pia, go girl.
If may questions kayo in the middle of the discussion, feel free lang to voice out your questions. And if not, pwede rin naman sa chat. Pabasa na lang po TL Cat. So here's the web design and development training. We'll be talking about grid systems, prototyping, and components. Tsaka mag-share rin ako ng other resources natin and hacks para mas mapadali yung process natin of web designing. So, unahin natin grid system. So, a grid system is like the structure that you use para mas ma-organize yung mga elements natin in a web page. You can think of it as a skeleton of a web page. So, it contains mga columns, rows, para mas ma-arrange natin yung mga UI elements in a consistent format or pattern. So sa grid anatomy natin, we have our columns, our gutter, and yung margins. So it's important to take note of these kasi pagdating sa Figma later on, you're going to input different yung numbers niya, specific numbers, para makagawa ng grid sa Figma. So when we are gonna use yung grid system, it's important to take note that yung mga parent containers, they should be aligned sa edge ng mga columns. As you can see here sa example natin. Wag natin ilalagpas sa gutters as well as sa margin. So as much as possible, we have to stay consistent. So yung standard grid layout, you can check yung source niya sa Elementor. Ang nakita namin was for desktop, usually we use 12 columns with 60 to 80 pixels column width. The reason why not 12 columns siya is because 12 is a divisible number across, divisible siya by 2, by 3, by 4, by 6. So pag gagawa kayo ng mga UI elements, mas madali siyang i-construct using yung 12 columns na grid layout. And then pagdating sa gutter, we have the 20 pixels. And if sinusundan natin yung 1,200 pixel na container for homepage or homepages, we use yung 360 pixel na margin. Sa tablet, ganun din, 8 columns na lang. And then we use the same 60 to 80 pixel na column width and 20 pixel gutter size. Sa gutter size, usually minamataan na lang natin para ina-eyeball natin. In case na mukhang cramped yung mga UI elements natin, it's okay to adjust or add more sa gutter size natin. So pwede tayo mag 30, 40 pixel na gutter size. It will depend sa designer. And then sa phone naman, usually we use 4 columns for the grid. And same din across yung other parts ng grid. So you can use this as a guideline, but case-to-case basis din siya. So in case na may other elements na hindi mag-fit, you can adjust accordingly. So next we have our section layout.
For the section layout naman, these are just yung best practices natin just to make sure na pasok tayo sa mga requests ni clients, yung mga usual na napapansin ni clients din. So, next slide, please. So, for the above the fold, ito yung mga best practices natin. We all know what above the fold is. Ito yung pinakaunang may kita ng viewers, ng users, ng customers sa pagpapasok sila ng website, right? So, yung pinaka best practice natin here is to make sure na lahat ng content, even the buy box, the CTA, the headers, they should be inside the above the fold. So, if you can see here sa example natin, si Fix website, well, ano siya, lahat na ng content na you need, busog ka na here na parang andyan na yung headers mo, andyan na yung mga CTA mo, na parang alam mo na kung ano yung pinapasukan mo basically. So, another example na I can think of is yung sa 7 Minerals na ginawa natin recently na product pages. So, eto, ayun, thank you. So, here naman, we have to make sure na pasok si buy box in the above the fold wherein they don't need to scroll down na sa website just to add to cart or just to buy na. So, let's also make sure na pasok lahat nung yung buong buy box, even the headers and the logos and whatever, kung ano pa laman ng ETF dun sa above the fold. So for the features page, features section naman, ito yung mga usual pagdating sa product pages, ganun. So ito, we have to make sure na basang-basa talaga yung features for each product, ganun. So for best practice is to make use the grid or card-based layout, showcasing yung key feature tsaka service offered. So pwede rin siyang gamitin to sa services. Next naman is to use yung sorry, balik tayo.
Sorry.
Okay lang. Use concise descriptions. Although ito naman kasi is binibigay naman ng clients, pero let's make sure na yung accompanying icon or illustration is pasok dun sa description niya and may visual appeal talaga siya. Unless may binigay si client, then okay lang yun. Let's just use that. And then each feature is accompanied by a CTA button for more information or to take action. Although sometimes ina-ask the client to not put CTA, so of course we still have to read yung brief ni client. Next naman is the testimonials. So this is yung mga reviews ng clients ng customers for the products or for the service. So ito mga usual to sa mga one pager or product pages. So we still use the carousel or the grid layout kasi ito na yung mga nakasanayan ng users, ng viewers. So as much as possible, kahit na we want to propose a new design or a new layout for something like this, the testimonials, as much as possible, we still stick to something na kilala na ng mga tao. Just because kapag it's something new, like a new user experience, baka hindi na mag-gets ng user on how to interact with the element or with the section. So let's stick to what works best na already, which is the carousel and the grid layout to feature yung customer testimonials and reviews. Let's also use yung photo and avatar, yung name, tsaka brief quote, and of course, don't forget to add yung arrows to navigate through the carousel. So sa about us and company naman, so ito yung mga usual for a whole website. So yung about us usually may split layout siya na yung text is on one side and then may visual on the other side. So either like ito yung kay Greg Writer, yung picture niya is nasa left tapos yung about him is nasa right. Yun yung best practice for this and to make sure na concise yung overview ng company history, mission, and values, although usual binibigay naman to ni client. So contacts naman, I think this is the last one. So for the contact page, we have to make sure na very simple yung layout para kasi ito yung as in i-interact talaga ng users, ng viewers, ng customers sa website. So we have to make sure na very simple yung layout, very easy to use, very user-friendly. Ayun. Very user-friendly yung layout niya. To add in yung mga contact info nila. So yung full name, dapat basang-basa mo yung pinaka-title nung form na yun. So the full name, the email, the contact number, ganun. There's also options sometimes binibigay ni client sa brief na to add subscribe to newsletter or receive updates. Yung mga opt-in, ganon. Tapos add in din yung mga social media icons for easy access sa company profile. Unless in-ask ni client na don't put it, ganon. So, ayun, we still have to make sure to check yung brief ni client kung anong gusto nila na laman nung pages, nung sections na to. Pero ito yung pinaka best practice nila. Ayun.
Also to add pala, when creating forms, contact forms, or any kind of forms, it's best practice na gawing obvious na input field siya. So usually it looks like a box talaga. Tapos meron siyang visual cues like text to give a clue sa user kung ano ang dapat i-input sa field na yun. Next, we have our components and prototype. This one, stop sharing. I'll be demonstrating na lang how we can create mga components tsaka prototypes in Figma. So, yung pinakauna natin is how to create a button. So, this one is yung pinaka-basic na kung paano gumawa ng mga components natin. Interactive na mga buttons. And usually, ang ginagawa natin is we have to create states wherein makikita ng user yung default state niya, and the hover state. So as you can see, meron na akong na-design prior na mga buttons. And then to create a component, just have to select both designs and then punta tayo dito sa button sa taas. And then may drop down siya. We can choose yung create component set. So diretso na siya na magka-create ng component set. And if we just want to add, for example, a variant, another state, meron plus dito na button, which is add variant, or pwede din dito sa taas. Yan. And then always remember to rename your states. So here, kunwari, active state or focus state. You can also rename yung mga properties din dito. States. Yan. So okay, nakagawa tayo ng 3 states ng buttons. We have your default, which is usually yung nakikita natin sa web pages. And then when we interact with it, pupunta siya sa hover state. And then when you click on it, it will go to an active state. Hold on. Oops. So it's important na ma-distinguish ng user yung different states. So you have to design it accordingly din. So now we have to prototype it. So from default state to hover state, you just have to drag itong parang screw or anchor dun sa next state. And then choose an interaction. So pipiliin natin hover state while hovering siya. And then yung animation niya should be instant. Unless mas gusto nyo complicated, you have other options then to choose for the animation. And then to change this hover state to the active state, you just have to drag this again and then change the interaction to on click. Yan. And then para ma-preview natin if gumagana itong component, we have to duplicate it to a artboard para makita natin kung gumagana. Shortcut key, shift space, may magpapakita na modal. Tapos doon natin makikita if gumagana yung component. Yan. So, yan yung pinaka-basic natin on how to create a component. So, what if naman gusto mong mayroong icon yung button mo? We cannot just drag and drop an icon dun sa duplicated component. We have to edit it sa mismong main component. So when we drag this icon, for example, dito sa default state, mag-a-adjust accordingly yung content ng button na yun. Ayan. So any changes na ginawa natin dito sa main state natin, ay sa main component natin, magre-reflect siya across all duplicated na components. What if naman, gusto mong same design ng button but without the icon? Because usually, meron tayong mga buy now na icons, ay na mga buttons, buy now, tapos may cart yung mga icons, yung mga buttons na yun, right? So, mayroon kami nakitang hack on how to hide yung mga buttons here. Ay, yung icon pala. So, we just have to select these icons. And then, if we go here sa my layers tab, may makikita tayong create boolean property. So, we have to click on that. And then, rename that to icons. What this will do is, every time na may dinuplicate tayo na button, we can toggle on and toggle off yung a specific layer or specific element sa loob ng component mo. For example, ginamit mo siya, and then dinuplicate mo ulit, and then gusto mo na wala siyang icon, so you just have to toggle off. Yan. So pagdating sa mga buttons, may different hierarchy din siya kasi usually may ma-encounter kayo na 2 or 3 buttons sa isang fold or sa isang page. So para hindi ma-confuse yung mga customers or users mo, there is a certain hierarchy amongst the buttons. Styling siya. So first, we have your primary button, which is also your CTA. Ito yung pinaka eye-catching na button. This is what you want your users to click on pag nakita nila yung web page mo. And then next, we have your secondary button, which is like your supporting button lang. In case na ayaw pindutin ng user yung main or your primary button mo, there's also a secondary button. It's usually yung mga learn more or back buttons mo. And then next, we have your tertiary buttons, which is usually just, it holds a link lang para ma-redirect lang yung other, redirect yung users you to another web page. So an example of a more expanded na button hierarchy would be this design system. Ayan. So mas malawak pa na button system, design system to. There's usually sizing pa pagdating sa mga buttons, tas different styles. Merong square ay rectangular lang, meron din mga rounded, and meron din for specific purposes na mga buttons. So if, for example, gagawa kayo ng dashboard, which will later on kailangan nyo ng maraming style ng buttons to for a specific purpose, you can just copy or duplicate mga design systems from the Figma community, which we will talk about later on. Yan. Understanding master components. So usually may mga UI elements tayo, for example, this testimonial block, kung saan nagde-design tayo, and then we just copy paste, change the text. Ganyan. And then usually mga 3 to 6 blocks yan ng mga testimonial blocks. Tapos biglang nagbigay ng note si client na kailangan i-revise lahat ng testimonials na to. So kesa isa-isahin mo siya, easiest way para ma-edit mo yung testimonials mo is to make it into a component. So this is more about formatting your UI element. So every time na kinopy mo siya, tapos sinabi ni client, can we change yung color ng testimonial block na to for example, to a pink? So magre-reflect din dito sa duplicated component mo. And what if kailangan mo magtanggal ng certain elements dun sa block, sa UI block, just create yung changes sa mismong master component para mag-reflect na siya across all your duplicated components. So hindi mo na siya isa-isahin na i-edit. Usually mas malaking effort is if isa-isa mo pa siyang i-edit, lalo na if naka-prototype pa, mag-prototype yung section na yun. So as much as possible, use master components para streamline lahat ng mga elements mo. So hindi mo na kailangan isa-isahin per page. Then next, we have how to prototype a navigation menu. Tayo muna ng web pages dito. So usually, pag nagpo-prototype na tayo ng web pages, iniisa-isa pa natin yung mga ganito, yung mga navigation tabs across all. And it's a hassle, lalo na at what if, 10 or 20 na web pages yan. Tapos isa-isahin mo pa siyang ipa-prototype ng mga navigation menu. So, ang gagawin na lang natin is we have to create a master component ulit ng navigation menu. So here is a prototype, is a component of the navigation menu. Tapos, this is what you'll use para i-prototype na yung buttons niya. So for this logo, kailangan lang natin i-connect here sa homepage. For the about button naman, whenever the user clicks on it, navigate na siya agad sa about us page. Yan. And then, ganun din sa services. Services. So on and so forth. So that, pag dinuplicate na natin ngayon tong component, yung navigation menu component, hindi na natin kailangan isa-isahin yung bawat button. Kung anong ginawa mo man na prototype here sa main component mo, magre-reflect din here sa duplicated components. Yan. For example, i-preview natin. Hold on, hindi siya nagpapakita. Ayan. Okay. So ngayon, if pindutin natin yung about na button, pupunta siya diretso dun sa webpage na yun. As well as pag pinindot natin tong logo, diretso na siya. So, that's an easier way para makapag prototype tayo ng navigation menu.
Guys, may exam to pagkatapos after.
Well, may homework to. Kailangan gumawa ng
hindi tayo na exam. May magandang question, Pia.
Yes.
From the chat.
Yes.
Sabi ni Shandy, paano siya i-duplicate? Copy-paste lang ba from master component?
Yep, copy-paste. Or if tinatamad kayo, press Option or Alt sa computer nyo, tapos drag nyo lang yung master component to create a duplicate component. Yes? Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So may mga other tutorials din tayo.
Can you show Pia? Kunyari, hypothetically. O sige Pia, let's revise. Palitan natin yung about ng about us. Kunyari. Can you show them na you don't need to revise the all of the pages since it's already, Can you show them?
So, pag gusto natin mag-change sa across all duplicated components, we have to change it sa mismong master component. Pag master component pala siya, there's an icon na makikita mo here, which is like a filled checkers na icon. And then you just go ahead and click on the element, saka niya siya ibahin, about us. So mag-reflect siya across all your duplicated components. Ayan.
Ako may question ako.
Go.
So if you edit yung prototype mo dun sa master component, will it also duplicate dun sa duplicated components?
What do you mean duplicated?
Kunwari, gusto ko yung about us lilipat, pupunta siya sa services instead of sa about us page. Tapos inedit ko yung master component. Will it also apply sa duplicated components?
For example, like lipat pwesto ba sila?
Hindi, I mean, yung pinaka-nav niya. So from services, from about us, kunwari pupunta siya sa services na page.
Okay. Pwede rin. You just have to edit din sa may master component. So, ida-drag mo tong arrow, tapos papupuntahin mo siya sa about us or sa services.
Okay. Yay. Thank you.
So, it's easier that way para hindi na natin isa-isahin bawat button. So, yan. And then other tutorials din. Yeah. Other tutorials din na I found helpful while I was designing mga other web pages. Lalo na pag mga dashboards din. Gusto ko man i-explain bawat isa, pero medyo complicated siya. So, I highly recommend na lang na panoorin niyo yung mga YouTube tutorials here. So, when in doubt, there's always a Figma tutorial somewhere. Ayan. And then, other cheats and hacks. So, pag resources, we usually just get sa Figma community. Ayan. From graphic elements to UI components, web page templates, icons, kahit ano na kailangan nyo, usually nakahanap nyo na sa Figma community. So you just have to duplicate that file and then copy-paste dun sa file nyo mismo. Next, pag kailangan nyo ng references, lalo na sa mobile, we use Mobin na website. So, pag mga screens of certain apps and you want to use it as a reference sa ginagawa mong design, pwede kang kumuha ng screens dito sa Mobin. And then also these other references or resources for web page designing. And then plugins. Plugins are your best friends. So gamit na gamit ko mga to, lalo na yung Iconify for kapag kailangan nyo ng icons. Tapos, for example, kailangan nyo palitan different texts across all web pages, across all artboards pala. I usually use tong fonts changer para minsanan napapalitan lahat. And then, itong html.2.design. Yung web page na gusto mong kunin sa internet, yeah. You can import it as a Figma design sa Figma file mo. So, I usually use it pag may mga content akong kailangan kunin sa web page. Tas sobrang dami niya, so I use this plugin para mas madali siyang mag-copy-paste. Tapos if kailangan mo ng background remover, plugin, meron din. Pictures, may plugin din siya. Tsaka mala illustrations, you need a super quick illustration. You can use this plugin. And then for avatars, usually sa mga testimonials natin, kailangan ng avatars or pictures ng customers. We use this plugin. And then mockups. So most of these plugins are free unless meron parang third-party payment. But most of na nilagay kong plugins dito are free. Okay. Tapos if may gusto kayo or may paborito kayong plugin, don't forget to bookmark it para magamit din ng other designers. Ganun. Additional reading, just in case na gusto niyo pang mas in-depth na matutunan ang UI, UX. And then that's it. Questions?
Okay, so guys, questions. Lalo yung mga naku, alam ko marami kayong baon na questions. Lalo sila narinig ko sila Shandy daw sa si Jerry. Maraming
Sige lang, go.
Maraming baon na
lang.
questions for Pia.
Ako may question ako, Pia.
Go
What is the difference of assets and components? And how is it helpful having a set of assets?
Hindi ko rin sure direct.
All right. So basically, you can actually see if you're kunyari may components ka, di ba? You can actually save that within Figma as an asset.
Yes,
so across the board, for example, lagi naman kayo may rounded corner buttons or meron kayong icon of that. You can actually save that as an asset within the tama, Pia? Tama ba?
Yes.
Tama? You can save that. So yun, ano yung mga practical application?
Lalo na if magkakaiba yung pages ng Figma file mo. For example, you put your components in the components page. And then you need it sa ibang page. You can just drag and drop it from this tab, your assets tab.
Mhm.
Drag and drop it.
Nice. So para kang may built-in stock repository of your own
Mm-hmm.
of your own assets. Lalo na if it's lagi naman siyang nauulit. Ginagamit natin siya sa cover natin actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi tama ba hindi siya naka-automatic save? You have to save it as an asset.
Automatic save na po siya.
Okay. Nice.
Pero as long as component.
Or
So
as long as it's in the same, I think, I'm not sure, can you confirm? As long as it's in the same project file or project folder, I'll have to double check. So
double
minsan you can have, typically, di ba, may status tayo sa cover images natin. Usually, you just drag an existing asset on the status. Kasi paulit-ulit naman siya, di ba? Unless you can change its state. So, very usable. Thank you, Pia.
Thanks, Direk.
Okay, questions pa guys. So yung mga nahihiyang magtanong, pwede niyong ilagay sa guys. Dito sa
Ay, daan niya na sa chat
sa
box.
chat. Ayun na, meron na ulit si Shandy.
Ayan, yung question ni Shandy. Yung difference ng create components lang versus component sets / multiple sets. Yung component options, nalilito daw siya.
Okay. So, balikan natin to. Pag create component, yung gagawa lang siya ng isang component. Gagawa lang siya ng isang component. For example, itong isang element na to, gagawin niya lang na component. Pero kapag component set, for example, like this one, para siyang pamilya ng mga different instances or different variants. Tapos mas madali siyang i-prototype if naka-component. Does that make sense? Ano mo ba? Nagets mo ba?
Oh, gets daw
Yes,
ni
daw.
Shandy. Okay. Next. Questions. Pwede rin magtanong yung mga natin mga TL natin, mga CLs natin on behalf of the team. So baka may mga na-encounter kayong usual questions from your teammates, ganyan.
Ako wala na akong questions. Pero gusto ko lang sana ma-remind yung team na as much as possible when we're working on web design or UI UX na sana we can use yung gantong components kasi napapansin ko lang din when I check yung mga Figma files natin na yung buttons are not components, like they're just elements. So let's utilize yung component feature ng Figma para it's easier for us to revise if in case na bumalik sa atin from the clients, ganun. So, ayun. Yun lang.
Also, to add pala, pag gagawa kayo ng buttons, use auto layout instead of just making an artboard or adding rectangles na shapes para mas organize yung content ng button mo. Kasi if, for example, gawin natin tong artboard. Remove auto layout. Magkakaroon ng time na kung saan mapupunta yung mga elements inside the button. So as much as possible, use auto layout. Yeah. Questions?
Tapos, Pia, you can set padding, no? Dun sa auto layout din.
Yeah. Mas makakontrol mo din yung padding niya, tsaka yung spacing between elements.
That's a better practice. Oo. Kasi sa development, padding din yung sineset Hindi siya yung size. Hindi siya yung height. So padding yung sa web dev. So si Naf, andito ba si Naf? Wala.
Wala.
Hindi siya magagalit sa inyo. pag nakuha niya ano. Umiinit ulo sa inyo ni Afro. But yeah, it's a better practice. While hindi naman hindi naman magrereklamo si Afro, at it's just nice to have. It's a good practice because it's more responsive that way. Yung setting it up as a padding. Ako din may request. Parang may request si Kat kanina, hover, guys. Alam ko it's an afterthought sometimes after the design, but please make sure you provide hover instances for your prototype. It's a night and day differences when you turn that over to the client. We're gonna appreciate it.
Okay. May question po ulit?
Question
Yes.
from Nisi. Sa auto layout, ano difference ng fixed width, hog and fill contents ba yun?
Okay.
That's a good question. Maganda yan.
Okay. So for example, gagawa ka ng list. Ano ba? This one na lang. Gamitin natin this one. Pag fixed yung button mo, magpapakita here. Every time na mag-resize ka ng artboard, fix lang yung size ng button mo. Pag naman siya naging hug content, tama ba? I mean, pag fixed width pala siya, usually, yung laman ng button mo, paano ba i-explain? Naguluhan.
Tama.
Triangle.
You're right. Tama.
Ayan. Pag fixed siya,
Content dependent siya.
content dependent.
So, kunyari, habaan mo yung text mo. Mag-a-adjust siya.
I'm sorry, parang baliktad yata. Pag fixed yung button,
Nadahag.
ayun, same, yung number niya is fixed lang. For example, width niya is 92, fixed lang yung number na yun. Pero kapag hug yung button, hug contents, kung anong laman ng button mo na yun, nag-adjust lang siya accordingly. Yeah. So, pag hug content siya ganyan, nag-adjust yung size ng button.
Nice.
Ano pa ba? Or yun na yun?
Okay. Any more questions, guys? Nako, sulitin nyo na. Hindi nyo na matatanong ulit si Pia.
Habang
Nasa
nandun si Pia.
Ayan,
Nasa Instagram lang po ako. Babalik pa naman po ako next Friday.
Okay, may question si Cassie. Do you have any pet? May pusa ka ba dyan? Joke lang. Do you have any pet peeves on web designing para maiwasan?
Pet
Ako
peeves
meron.
Go. Habang iniisip ko yung akin.
Ayan. So, hindi naman siya, may inis ako sa inyo, pero it's,
Cicatrice
lang,
marami.
parang, hindi po, kasi ito kasi nakasanayan ko on my web design experience din. So, napapansin ko lang din kasi sa designs natin na there's not enough space in between the sections. Pag, kunwari, lalo na kapag ma-wordy yung website or product page or whatever, na parang we need to add a little bit of space to make sure lang na there's a place to rest for the eyes. So yun kasi yung isa sa mga we need to take into account or take into consideration when we're designing a website. Make sure na there's space in between the sections para makapagpahinga yung mata natin kasi magiging info overload siya when you read like the whole page, ganun, tapos tuloy-tuloy lang yung info. So let's add a little bit of space and make sure lang na yung padding mo, yung margin mo in between each section is equal, like same sila. Kasi yun, part of yung of coding na pag nagko-code sila ng CSS, it's part of the yan, doon.
Tsaka, to add na rin, maalala ko lang kasi din yung mga pet peeves ni Direk. So, pag mga above the folds na images, as much as possible, hiwalay yung backgrounds, tsaka yung foreground or yung subject or yung hero image mo para mas madali para sa mga developers later on na gawing responsive yung webpage. as well as, ano pa ba? Always use references. Ayun lang. Kasi usually halata rin na pag wala tayong reference, nakikita din sa design. So, as much as possible, let's use references din. You can see sa other sites like Mobbin or yung mga website repositories. Yeah.
Sige. Okay, so sabi ni V, ay sorry, go.
Sorry,
May
hindi ko lang.
May hahabol daw na question from Christian bago ka umalis. I think bago ka
Okay.
umalis next week. So, hindi siya nakahabol. Kulit eh. At least hahabulin, di ba? And then, may question si Sandy, ano yung aux na space per section? Para di masyadong maraming space and or di masyadong masikip.
Between sections, for me, ina-eyeball ko, but around 60 pixels pataas. 60 or 100. Between 60 and 100 pixels. Ayan.
Yung for that one, ano lang, pasadahan nyo lang yung design nyo. Like, yung when you preview sa Figma, yung fit to width, just make, parang i-view nyo siya as like, kunwari kayo yung viewer. Parang usually kasi pag ganyan, nagde-design ako ng website, I take 20 minutes off of the design para mawala siya sa isip ko and then babalikan ko to preview the website. And then mas makikita ko siya through the eyes of a viewer. Tapos doon mo makikita na parang, ay, parang kulang ako sa space dito na. Parang, ay, parang gusto ko i-adjust to element na to. So, ayun. It's kind of case basis kasi may times na madaming content yung website, very text heavy or mostly images naman. So, may times na kunwari 60 pixels is enough or may times din na 100 pixels you need doon. So, ayun, pasadahan nyo lang din.
Client-related question from Via. Sometimes yung sinesend na Figma links ni designer nag-show up yung preview sa designer but not on my client's end.
That's a good reminder.
Observation.
That's a good point.
Mm.
Just to minsan nakakalimutan natin na viewable as a anytime you share something, make sure it's shared for anyone to view. Wala naman tayong masyadong CSI clients or mga highly private projects. So okay lang, anybody can view the prototype. Set it up pagka-solid nyo, set it up as viewable to anybody. Ang hindi lang nyo pwedeng gawin is mag-add ng editor. Kasi may bayad per seat ang editor. Just make sure. Yan, anybody can view. Just make sure.
Sige, speaking of adding, remind ko lang guys na wag tayo mag-add please. Kasi a month ago, I think yung nag-delete kami nila direct ng marami-raming accounts sa natin. Sa Figma natin. May bayad kasi siya. So, iwasan nating mag-add kasi na-charge tayo. Ayun.
If a client requests to have an edit access, actually you can ask them to if they want to have edit access lalo marami, you can just tell them to buy their own. Actually, yeah, to purchase their own Figma account and then tayo yung i-add nila doon as an editor. Yun yung situation right now ni Singless actually. So they bought their own Figma and then tayo yung in-add nila as editor. You can for clients that would request for that moving forward, pwede mo sabihin sa kanila na. And then actually ang selling point din nun is parang so you have full ownership of the files. Hindi sila kakabahan. Ganun. Especially for bigger clients.
Sorry, singit ko lang doon. Ang magiging downside lang kasi nun, like yung nangyayari ngayon sa Singlife is sumisilip, nagbabantay na yung clients sa file nila.
Yeah,
so, ang usual na ginagawa natin is gumagawa na tayo ng internal file for us. Tapos doon tayo nag-edit, tapos ililipat na natin doon sa file ni client.
Nasi fix yung may-ari.
Tapa.
Okay. Alright. Safety din yun. Just in case biglang, di ba, they delete it, and then,
yes
meron
po.
safety file.
Tsaka may times kasi na rekta nagko-comment na sila agad while we're working on it, which is, na-experience din nila Shandy tsaka ni Jerry.
Question nga, yung Singlife ba, nagsasend pa rin ng mga web design na tasks? Or puro na lang sila ads?
Ayun ang hindi ko pa masasagot.
Okay.
Kasi hindi ko siya hawak
Nag-react si
eh.
Shandy. Nag-react si Shandy actually. Shandy, ano yun? Sige nga, sabihin mo
Sige.
nga.
Diba? Shandy, Jerry, please.
Ayun. Naiyak na
Ano,
lang,
sabi
naiyak
ko
na lang
wala.
si Jerry.
Wala. Okay.
Wala? Okay,
EDM.
good.
EDM.
Gusto niyo ba?
Puro siya ads.
For siya ads, okay. Because nung hawak pa namin, pinapagawa pa nila yung app nila. And sobrang intense na pagde-design namin doon.
May app pala sila.
Yeah. Parang trinay namin na mag-propose ng design, but after that, wala na kami narinig. Also, website redesign din.
So yung mga guys, tumitira ng web design tickets natin, baka may mga na-encounter kayo na recurring questions from the clients or recurring requests na palagi nilang nire-request na dapat ganito. So yun, pwede nyong i-clarify ngayon or itanong.
Ang napansin ko lang din lately sa web design tickets natin, is especially si Neomark, specifically Neomark, madalas siya mag-ask ng kind of hard, very animated website. So, mga headers, kanon, ATF. Yun naman, we can tell naman yung mga leads natin, si mga creative leads na parang, uy, hindi to feasible sa Figma. Tapos just, offer an alternate na parang, ano bang pwede natin gawin here? We can siguro just get a GIF background from Canva or something like that. So, sabihan niyo lang din kami if ever may experience, may encounter kayo na gano'n na parang hindi siya feasible sa Figma. So, hanap tayo ng options on how to propose a different way to finish the ticket. And like, pwede naman sabihan si client na parang, uy, hindi kaya to sa Figma. Pero ito pwede namin gawin, gano'n.
Okay.
Hello. Actually, related dyan yung, yung frustration niya ni Christian with his Figma tasking sa Neomark na. Kasi, medyo madaming nangyayari. As in, how do I explain it? Gusto na ni client na while you're scrolling down, umiikot din yung background, tapos nag-iiba-iba siya, tapos meron din two circles in between na nag-iiba din video and picture. So, there's really a lot of things happening. So, parang nahihirapan si Christian in terms of movement ata or behavior din. Kaya limited pa lang yung magawa niya ngayon. So, but yeah, I think it's best if madirect ni Christian mismo yung exact kung saan siya nasa stock to another designer or like sa inyo at least ganyan.
Actually, nasilip ko yung ticket na yun. I think ang gusto niya kasi is parallax movement. So, very like, mag-fix muna yung isang section before Yeah,
wala yun sa Figma. Yung parallax, I don't think kaya ng Figma.
Oh, no.
What's parallax? Sorry.
Parallax, if nakita mo sis yung peg ni Karen, yung parang mag-fix yung isang section while you're scrolling down, ganun. Parang ganun yung parallax.
May naalala lang ako. Baka ganito. May ginawa rin kami similar kayo. Sing Life kasi before. So baka ito yung sinasabi niyong parallax. Let me open muna yung file.
So while City is pulling that up, for instances like this, you guys can collaborate with NAFTA as a developer to consult the feasibility. Essentially, posible siya sa Elementor and WordPress. But you can propose to the client na you can mock it up and then they can implement. Or you can actually ask the client what platform they're using. Neomark generally uses WordPress and Elementor for the so if you ask automated na actually you don't need to visually execute it. They can execute that with their plugins. Lalo na yung mga parallax with certain Elementor plugins that they have. So parang think of it like you can actually research yung mga existing Elementor plugins nila. So you can give them the assets. So, hindi nyo siya kailangan i-animate talaga. You can give them the SVGs and then you can mock it up, what it would look like. Parang ganun. So, hindi nyo siya, you can meet in between.
So, if ever ganun po yung gagawin namin, sorry Pia, wait lang. If ever po ganun yung gagawin namin, so ang ibibigay lang po namin kay Sir Naffler is yung static images,
Hindi
no?
naman
And
si Naffler
SVG.
ang developer nila eh. Si Naffler, you
Oo.
consult with Naffler. May mga
Ah,
in-house
mm.
developers din sila eh. But you can consult with Naffler in terms of ito yung gusto ni client. Posible ba to? You can ask him
Okay.
questions like that. And then, yeah, posible yan. Elementor lang yan. Ganyan. Madali lang yan. Typically, SVG, like, kunyari yan, pinulap niya, no? SVGs lang, and then, you just, hindi nyo kailangan talagang kasi irrelevant na rin sa kanila yung ano. If you look at Fix website yun, yung mga animations doon is not, hindi siya, Elementor lang din yun. Yung mga animations na SVGs. Hindi siya kailangan After Effects na animation talaga.
Thank you po, Direk. Go, Pia.
Pero yun nga, dun manggagaling sa kasi yung mga creative leads, asking them, ano yung platform nyo? What are you gonna use this for? For example, for Nearmark, parang noted on this, what platform are you using? There was one time they were requesting for a specific, I think this was parang 2 months ago, nagre-request siya ng, may peg sila na website, di ba? Tapos, you could have asked them, anong gagamitin nyo? WordPress ba to? Shopify ba to? So that you can present ideas or in terms of feasibility kung pwede mo siya.
This one naman, parang, di ko lang sure if ganito yung pinapagawa sa Neomark, but the same life, may animations din siya eh, pag
Every time
nagsiscroll
you
down
scroll.
ka. So, ganyan. Ganyan yung nangyayari every time you scroll. Pag ganito yung ginawa mo, it's very heavy sa file kasi ang daming elements na ginagalaw.
Oh.
So usually, components inside a component, tapos animation talaga siya. So it gets really heavy and mabagal mag-load later on yung file niyo. So it's not advisable din eh kapag ginagawa niyo to sa Figma.
May na-discover kami, Pia, sa Singlife. Na nakausap ko na sila Jervin about it. They used to, kaya ang bigat, apparently, isang design file lang for the whole January, February, March, April, May. Lahat ng projects nasa isang design file lang. Remember? And they parang 1 page per month.
Yeah, for
talagang ang bigat nun. They're gonna preload all the projects. So parang we advise them to just create a new design file every per month or ano. But before back then, they were opting for flat merged images. So tinanong namin, bakit? Kasi mabigat eh. It defeats the purpose. Ba't pa tayo nag-Figma? Di sana mag-Photoshop na lang tayo, di ba? Then we realized when we investigated, apparently, yun nga, dahil daw mabigat. So yun. Yun ang one of the issues with Singlife in the past. I think we fixed that now.
Ayun, I also sent yung peg ni Mark sa chat, yung c.com. Pero that's just for viewing na lang natin. May tanong pa ba kayo, guys?
Siguro yung kay Karen, Kat, and Pia, better to set up a call with Christian. Para rin ma-handle nila during their shift kung paano siya aatakihin.
Thank you.
So, no more questions. Pia, ito na yung part na mag-iiyakan tayo. De joke lang.
Wala po akong dalang tissue.
Ito na yung long message ko, Pia.
Ay, sorry, pangit yung internet ko.
Naglalag ba? Pia, bayaran ko data mo.
Okay, mag-speech pa ako. Thank you guys for...
Ayun na. Go, Pia.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for 3 years. 3 and... Ano yun? March, April, May. 3 years and 3 months. 3 years and 3 months working alongside you guys. Hindi pa naman ako mamamatay. So, kita-kita na lang tayo sa Instagram. If may gusto kayo machika or any other questions, I'd be happy to answer your messages. And dito lang ako maali-aligid. Babalik ako ng Friday. Yun yung pinaka-last day ko, next week Friday.
Next week Friday. Okay.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy
Sige.
Independence Day.
So, save niyo yung mga messages niyo, guys. Para bago umalis si Pia sa Friday, mabigyan natin siya ng something.
Oh, pag-isipan nyo yung mabuti.
Kailangan
Tumatanggap din
kailangan
ako
naka
ng
UI
cash.
UX yan, ah.
O, gagamitin na, yun yung homework natin for today. Yung kailangan na component. Yung mga natutunan nyo sa call na to.
Yung pinakamagandang component, yung pinakamagandang web design, may cash prize.
May Gcash.
Oh my God, magkano? Pag-e-effortan ko yan.
Di ba minimum is 10 pesos sa Gcash? O sige, pwede na yung 10 pesos.
Ayun. So thank you everyone for attending this training. Thank you Pia and Kat for conducting the training. So as mentioned a while ago, we'll have more of this in the coming weeks and months. So patikim pa lang daw to. So yun. So if ever you have additional questions, so as Pia said, she'll be here until next week. So pwede niyong ipunin so that we can still discuss bago siya umalis. So yun. Again, thank you and see you again soon. So thanks Pia, thanks
Thank
Kat.
you guys. Guys,
Thanks,
before
Direk.
before you guys leave, I just wanna honor Pia in terms of one of the best designers that we've had in Fix, and I really appreciate you. Inevitable. These things are inevitable. Huwag yung tutularan si Pia.
Wag niyo akong tularan.
These things are inevitable, and sometimes ganun talaga, may mga alumni tayo that would move on to to different trajectory in their lives. And I remember, when we hired Pia, she's one of the rock stars that we were really so excited to hire, because when we saw her, parang alam namin, everybody know this is she's a rock star. We need to get this guy. So we were so excited to work with you. I think we saw mas illustration pa nga, you were perfect we were doing a lot of explainer videos. And sobrang perfect ni Pia for our for the type of work that we do, and sobrang very adaptive then in terms of all the things that we've made her do. Which UI UX is one, so I'm very proud of you, and just kill it. I know you'll kill it. And I know you're gonna be doing great in this new chapter of your career. Again, huwag niyo ang tutularan si Pia. But appreciate you.
Thanks, Direk. Naka-record pa to, di ba? Sige, isa
Oo,
niyo sa akin,
record.
gawin ko ringing tone ko pag alarm na yan. Yeah, we're so proud of you, Pia. Ay, ang ganda ng
Affirmations ba? Pag malungkot ka, may affirmations ka na.
So, affirmation lang ni Direk. Makakausad na ako sa buhay.
Thank you, Pia. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate your time, guys.
Thank
Yung
you.
written
Kevin.
exam, ipapadala ni Pia and Kat yung written exam after this.
Yes.
Memohan daw pag may mali.
Kailangan maganda yung components.
Memohan kayo ni Chris. Gugulat
Yan
na
yan,
kayo.
guys,
May message kayo ni Chris. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Happy dinner.
guys. Thank you,
Sana
Pia.
kumain na kayo.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.